The Great Train Robbery stands as one of the most audacious and meticulously planned heists in British history, a tale that intertwines elements of crime, ingenuity, and the elusive nature of justice. On the early morning of August 8, 1963, as the world slept, a group of criminals executed a plan that would leave an indelible mark on the annals of crime. The target was a Royal Mail train carrying 2.61 million, a staggering sum at the time, equivalent to about 69 million a day. The robbery took place on the West Coast Main Line, a vital artery connecting Glasgow and London, and it unfolded at the Bridego Railway Bridge in Buckinghamshire. The planning of the robbery was nothing short of extraordinary. The gang, composed of around 15 men, spent months meticulously preparing for this moment. They studied the train schedules, observed the security measures in place, and even acquired inside information about the workings of the railway system. Their approach was methodical. They devised a scheme that involved not just brute force, but also deception and cunning. They realized that timing would be crucial. The train, known for its valuable cargo, was expected to be relatively unguarded during its journey, as it was a routine operation. The gang's plan relied on the element of surprise, and they were determined to exploit it. On that fateful night, the gang executed their plan with military precision. They intercepted the train by tampering with the signals, causing it to stop at a location where they could easily access it. The ruse involved a fake signal that misled the train driver, who believed he was following protocol. Once the train came to a halt, the gang sprang into action. They were armed, but they didn't need to resort to violence to achieve their objective. Instead, they relied on intimidation and the sheer shock of their sudden appearance. The crew, taken by surprise, found themselves at the mercy of these criminals, who swiftly took control of the situation. What followed was a whirlwind of activity. The gang members quickly moved to the train's carriages, where the precious cargo was stored. They expertly opened the doors, revealing the stacks of cash and valuables that awaited them. The haul was enormous, and as they loaded the money into waiting vehicles, the enormity of their crime began to sink in. They had pulled off a heist that would become legendary not just for the amount stolen, but for the sheer audacity of the operation. It was a moment that would echo through time, inspiring countless stories, films, and discussions about crime and its consequences. As dawn broke over the countryside, the gang made their escape, vanishing into the early morning mist. They had planned for every detail, including their getaway routes and the methods to avoid detection. They used a network of rural roads, carefully crafted to evade police checkpoints. The initial investigation was hampered by the sheer scale of the operation and the gang's ability to cover their tracks. It seemed for a moment that they had succeeded in pulling off the perfect crime. However, the aftermath of the robbery revealed the complexities of human nature and the inevitable consequences of such actions. The police launched a massive investigation, mobilizing resources and manpower to track down the robbers. The public was captivated by the story, and the media frenzy that ensued only added to the mystique surrounding the event. People were fascinated by the audacity of the criminals, but they were equally intrigued by the unfolding drama of the investigation. It became a national obsession, a tale of good versus evil played out on the stage of everyday life. As the investigation progressed, police work began to uncover the identities of the gang members. It turned out that many of them were not hardened criminals, but rather ordinary men who had been drawn into a life of crime by the allure of wealth and adventure. The gang had operated with a sense of camaraderie, a brotherhood bound by their shared ambition. Yet as the noose tightened around them, the bonds began to fray. Betrayals emerged, and alliances shifted as the pressure of impending capture grew. The eventual arrests of the gang members were the culmination of a lengthy and complex investigation. The police employed innovative techniques and forensic science, which at the time was still in its infancy. They traced the stolen money through various channels, revealing the intricacies of the criminal underworld. The trials that followed captivated the nation, with courtroom dramas that played out like a gripping narrative. The public was both repulsed and fascinated by the criminals, who had dared to challenge the system and for a time had succeeded. In the end, the Great Train Robbery became more than just a story of theft. It evolved into a cultural phenomenon. It raised questions about morality, the nature of crime, and the societal factors that lead individuals to commit such acts. The heist was romanticized in popular culture, inspiring films, books, and television shows that sought to capture the essence of the crime and the characters involved. It became a cautionary tale, a reminder of the fine line between ambition and greed, and the consequences that accompany the pursuit of wealth through illicit means. Decades later, the Great Train Robbery continues to resonate in the collective memory of society. It serves as a testament to the ingenuity of those who dare to dream beyond the confines of conventionality and the inevitable reckoning that follows. The story reminds us that crime, no matter how well planned, is often met with the relentless pursuit of justice. It is a narrative that speaks to the complexities of human nature, the allure of risk, and the consequences of choices made in the shadows of ambition. The echoes of that fateful night at Bridego Railway Bridge linger, a reminder of the audacity of the human spirit and the enduring quest for something greater than oneself, even when it leads down a treacherous path.